Brother Ron, and welcome to We All Be News Radio and TV, the news-free Dixie for the 21st century.
That's true. But then, okay, let's go back to Epstein. They keep on, first they say he was a billionaire, and then they say he's a millionaire. Which one is it, Judge? Why they keep on going back and forth in the mainstream media?
I don't know.
Or was he?
I don't really give a damn.
I guess it's good. Okay, but the Epstein...
You know what they say?
Uh-huh.
The only good perv is a dead perv.
That's what they say, Judge?
That's what they say.
Uh-huh.
I didn't say it, but that's what they say.
But what about, okay.
You know, see, there are more important things to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
You can get laid today or tomorrow, you know, and stuff like that.
Say that part again, Judge. You said again what?
See, there are more important things to focus on. Getting laid tonight.
Yeah.
Getting some tomorrow, you know. What's the Nick Cookie quotient? Like,
yes, sir.
are you paying attention to it? You know.
I just got to ask you, because I know it's interesting to me. There's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of things.
Know,
yeah.
We don't need to be interested in stuff like that other than as a sidebar. They may have killed him to keep his mouth shut. Too many people have too many little perversions going on that they should not have had in the first damn place, and now they're worried about it.
Yeah.
Isn't that fascinating?
Well, I think what's fascinating to me. I'm gonna close up with the Epstein, but I don't think he's dead. I think that his death was fake. And, you know, he's a Mossad agent or a British intelligence, whatever you want to call him. He's a blackmailer and extortionist, and they got him somewhere else in some type of secluded location, maybe plastic surgery or whatever. We'll never know anyway.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Some people say he's in Israel, but you know that would be one hell of a diplomatic disaster if that turned out to be the case. Much easier just to kill him. He retired to his island in Bimini, where after Clayton Powell, the black in the state, well, that's nice. That just makes it easier to pick out.
Judge, you breaking up. Judge, you breaking up. I can hear you.
Okay. What I said is that some people say he's hiding out in Israel, but that would be a diplomatic disaster if they found him there.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say he's on Bimini. Well, Adam Clayton Powell, the late black congressman, had an estate there. If he's on Bimini, he's just ideally situated for a SEAL Team 6 to pull off a raid.
Yeah. But then I look at his former girlfriend, Lady Maxwell, her father. She got an interesting background, but her father, Robert Maxwell, was this big media mogul, billionaire type Mossad agent who died questionable as well.
A lot of Mossad agents, a lot of MI6 agents, a lot of CIA agents, they die mysteriously because either they're no longer useful or they become liabilities.
Let me ask you, Judge, do you think it's important that we teach our children about these type of things, like, you know, like assassinations would really happen? Because I know you was involved in the King assassination, getting the truth out about that. Should our children really need to have the burden of knowing about these things, or future generations?
Yeah. See, for example, you listen to the House Negroes, that is the Black Caucus in the U.S. House of Representatives.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in the back pockets of the FBI, and they want the FBI to do this and the FBI do that.
Mm-hmm.
The FBI basically supplied their weapons and probably the strategy to murder King. So, you know, wow. And J. Edgar Hoover was a fair-skinned black who hated what the hell he was. And, you know, that's like, with due respect, Justice Clarence Thomas, black hating black.
Mm.
So there are all kinds of things that you should learn. Don't trust people just because they have the position. They can be your worst damn enemy.
And I found out that Maxine Waters, he served on a board or worked with Jeff Epstein's brother, her and Debbie Schultz Wasserman, the former congresswoman who was head of the DNC when Clinton was running Hillary.
Look. Look at what all of these people are doing relative to the Skittles issues.
Right. John Lewis.
Yeah, eat the rainbow. And John Lewis with his fried chicken, eat the rainbow, feel the rainbow, eat Skittles thing.
You were being very diplomatic about that, sir. It is betrayal because I was thinking 30 years ago this month on August the 7th, 89, we lost Mickey Leland, the congressman from Texas, from Houston, who was head of the Black Caucus at one point. This guy was all about anti-poverty, about, try to help people of color around the world as well as at home. And he died in a Questmo airplane crash in Ethiopia on the side of a mountain. And I'm Googling him up. There's hardly any information about Mickey Leland. What he tried to do for our people.
Try this. If you've got a smartphone, iPhone in particular, write Colin Powell, as in General Colin Powell, and see if you don't get a red line under it.
Okay.
Or write Thurgood Marshall and see if you don't get a red line under it. And then pick any obscure one album rock star from 1969 or 73, and they'll have all kinds of stuff on there. They'll know who that person is.
Wow. So yeah,
and then too, interestingly enough, let's look at fake negress Kamala Harris, whose Jamaican daddy called her a fake.
Oh yeah.
Now, most people, when they think of Jamaica, they say, "Oh yeah, she got a Jamaican daddy. That make her a homegirl." No, it doesn't, because they have Hindus, they've got Pakistani, they've got Indians, they've got Chinese, they've got Filipinos, they've got people from the Caribbean, they've got people from Africa, South Africa, everywhere, because it was, once an empire.
Right.
But if you want to think of Jamaica, it was part of an empire. If you want to think of Jamaica, don't forget General Colin Powell, whose parents immigrated from Jamaica. Don't forget Harry Belafonte, whose parents immigrated from Jamaica. Don't forget Minister Farrakhan, who's Jamaican, you see. There's another imagery there. Everybody from Jamaica is not dark. So we have our preconceptions that we allow to color everything.
Yes, you're right. But
it's more a matter of perspective. We have to stop enabling this thing that's being done to us by being interested in these things. I discourage people from being interested in what athletes are up to. That's for little white boys. That's something they always idolize, the athlete. They don't so much anymore. Idolizing actresses. That's what women did. It's not fit unless they look good. Yeah, man, it looks good. But being concerned about their business, that's something for women to do. That's not a man thing. Being interested, rappers are doing it.
Hello, Judge. You breaking up a little bit.
I just said, we black men get all caught up in what the rappers are up to.
Right.
That's not a man thing. That's just a takeoff on the woman's thing of finding out what a celebrity is up to. Men don't do that. They have other things they're supposed to be putting their time and attention into. Well, men are supposed to be listening to wisdom and discernment, acquiring knowledge and information, skills, tactics, strategies, learning ways to do manly stuff. What are we doing? We aren't. Go to the pistol range. Learn how to shoot. Go take up scuba diving or something. Go learn to ski. Learn how to ride a horse. So if you had to, you could get around on one. Learn how to navigate in the woods so if everything hit the fan, you could make it.
Mm-hmm.
Toughen up. Toughen your mind.
So this is all great advice. I mean, I'm sure there's organizations out there. I mean, that's the thing. People talking about there's no rites of passage for black men or boys to become men in our community.
No,
but
it's not for anybody unless you join the military and get shot at.
you man up or toughen up quick after that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It seems it all has a way of coming into focus. Get shot at or get shot or watch somebody getting shot, it pops into focus.
Wow. But you know what?
Importantly, what is your reaction when it is dangerous and you can see it happening or just happened in front of you?
In real time.
It might happen again. What kind of action do you take?
Yes, sir. I mean, you know what? I was thinking with the stuff that happened last week with the Jay-Z stuff in the NFL, I was thinking about what Malcolm said in an interview at Berkeley, UC Berkeley back in '63, about black celebrities, how they just being used as puppets, like, black folks, our own group of people who are told that their leaders are celebrities. They must be movie stars and musicians and stuff like that, and comedians. And he said, like people took the wrong, because he mentioned Dick Gregory's name, but I don't think he was just saying examples. He wasn't necessarily talking about somebody personally. But people, they get focused on that instead of focusing on what he was really trying to say in the bigger scheme of things, that we shouldn't let entertainers be our leaders. They should not speak for the people.
Not saying an entertainer can't be smart.
Right.
But we don't vet smart. We just hang on every damn word, no matter how stupid.
Right. Exactly. But even with the NFL thing, it's like, okay, Kaepernick was a football player. I don't know, man. It's like, it's a bunch of slaves getting mad at each other. Slaves fighting over nothing.
Well, yeah, it is.
You mad at the rapper slave, the athlete mad.
It's more gladiators.
Okay.
Gladiators were slaves.
Yes. Yeah, that's even better. Yes.
And then we've got this thing, if it comes from a celebrity. So-and-so said it went down this way. I said, fool, I was actually there as an eyewitness to it going down.
Right.
That ain't what happened.
Your primary source. That's it.
Yeah, he was not born until 25 years after the fact. Hell, I was there. What the hell you talking about?
Well, that's the danger, though. I mean, people just take people at face value at their word instead of doing their own research.
Yes. It is a disgusting trend that is becoming more and more prevalent. Some people are smart people and they're worth listening to. I don't care what they do. They're worth listening to. Some other people, because of the things that they appear to have done, typically entertainments, are taken not just as celebrity entertainers, but as celebrity people whom you should listen to. That is being encouraged. And that is not a good thing.
No, sir. Yeah, I just these celebrities are disappointing to me because, I mean, they just they dare. I mean, like a lot of times people, celebrities, they're there for the limelight. They're there for clicks and likes and stuff like that. They got a career. That's their priority. I don't believe in nobody just necessarily being a full-time social justice warrior. You got a TV show. You got the number one TV show in America. You're not going to be the full-time social justice warrior. You're not going to risk your career a lot of times for what is so-called right or wrong. And really, a lot of times I believe what is right or wrong is a question of your own moral compass. It's an individual choice.
Yes.
It should be I represent my people. Your people might not even care for you. So I noticed there's a trend among us is that the people that really put their lives on the line and careers on the line for us, we don't remember well. How many people remember Paul Robeson? People like that. I mean, yeah, you do. Of course, you judge. But I'm talking about, do kids know who Paul Robeson was? Do our children know who Paul Robeson was? People like that risked everything to fight for marginalized and invisible people. how do we pay homage to their memory? Not only just remembering them, do we carry on the work that they did? Are we sustainers of the work?
We don't study history, white or black history these days, for its significance. We study it so we can have a number of talking points. So when we grow up and we go to the cocktail party, we can act like we know something.
Yes, sir.
I detest and despise the way they teach black history. Elijah McCoy invented the pneumatic braking system. So damn what? Explain what that means.
Right.
Well, what it shows is you are the inventor of something so critical to the economy of the United States as the braking system for all of these trains that carry the massively heavy goods interstate, and you die a broke motherfucker. Excuse me.
Right.
You know, what's wrong with this picture? Sears and Roebuck, and you are the descendants of Roebuck, and you ain't filthy rich now? What's wrong with this picture?
Jack Daniels, nearest green, his relatives still work for Jack Daniels Company.
Yeah.
And they're not even rich. And he gave them the recipe.
What's going wrong? What does it say about America or your situation that these things are facts? But you see, we just get caught up in buck dancing. When black history is presented, you get all these people that are, they did something outstanding. Yeah, but what was the significance? Well, it was outstanding. So what? That's like a group of people that are bereft of anything to take pride in. They want something so desperately that out of context, they'll take somebody who does X, Y, and Z. Well, what is the significance? Okay. I can see Jackie Robinson or Jesse Owens considering the international impact of what they did. I can see Muhammad Ali in terms of what the international impact of what he was about happened to be. But, you know, what national or international impact that affects you personally or the people that you owe an obligation to, what has been contributed to their circumstances by most of the personalities that are lauded in Black History Month amongst Americans? I mean, you know, for that matter, I could even get egotistical myself, but I don't get mentioned in Black history any goddamn where. But I got more first going than a lot of people that do get mentioned.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just not one of those things. I don't expect it because if I got it, I would be nervous about what I was doing wrong.
Well, you know, it's interesting. I went to the Smithsonian Black American Museum back in 2016, around the time when it first opened. And like, you look at the museum, it's massive. It's like amazing artifacts. It was amazing. But the thing about it is, I didn't see really no mention of Carter G. Woodson, who's the father of Black history, anywhere in the museum. I said, how can that be?
I'm curious. Did they mention Oprah?
They probably did. I'm sure they did. I have no doubt they did. Because it was so many different levels. Like, it'll take you a whole week, literally, to go through that whole museum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But no Carter G. Woodson, really nowhere.
A lot of people they mention prominently are actually problems, not assets.
Well, like you said, like the telling of the history is not correct. It should not all be just about entertainment history or blacks in entertainment. It should be blacks in politics and all areas of human activity. So we made a great contribution to all facets of humanity. So, but they not.
Too many of our would-be heroes. Some of those who really did something that counted were also little petty thieves and crooks on the side.
Give me an example, Judge. I'm curious. Give me an example.
They use their positions in the public to personally enrich themselves. I'm sure you can think of some prominent local examples.
Well, tell me, Joe. I'm curious.
Or let's look at Adam Clayton Powell.
Yes, sir.
How do you suppose somebody who's supposed to be a preacher saving souls, winds up a congressman, and what they paid congressional officers at the time for salary, he winds up with a private estate on Bimini Island.
I mean, well, you know, one thing about Clayton Powell, he was transparent with his shenanigans. To be honest, yeah.
Yes.
He didn't hide his extramarital affairs and nothing like that.
Yeah, well, I'm not worried about his extramarital affairs. Most straight males in the entirety of human history have been about the pursuit, acquisition, and enjoyment of nookie.
Oh, yeah.
Or setting the stage so they can engage in that.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not worried about that. See, the other thing is modern society is monogamous, but human society has also embraced the polygamous.
Mm-hmm.
Polyandrosity does not work. A woman can't have more than one man because only one can knock her up at a time.
Mm.
But one guy, if he's strong and the tribe says, we like this guy, we need more of him, then let him go do what he does. He says the chief potentate, he takes care of all of these women and he brings in alliances by marrying them or putting them in his harem or his arreglo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good for everybody. We got a bunch of folk running around now, though, that all they do is knock these chicks up and don't take care of the babies because they're too flat, broke, busted to do so.
Yeah, they speak to the woman's lack of discernment about these men, like you said, like back in the day, they go for the strongest.
Look at where the ones that are really offending come from.
Okay. What
are their background circumstances? And you can see it's a self-perpetuating situation.
I know, like, it's like, you know, poor people never stop having sex. You know, poor people don't keep on, I don't care how much money you don't have, the sex is something that everybody can enjoy on certain levels. But I have noticed that women who are accomplished, like they got a lot of degrees, they got good paying jobs, a lot of them are either single or don't have any kids at all.
Yeah, they have sex, but it's protected sex.
Okay.
They take birth control.
But should they be the ones having kids, though?
Another bad problem.
Uh-huh.
Society at large has totally diminished the significance of motherhood. It has become sort of a side avocation, like you belong to the Kiwanis Club or you're a Delta or a AKA or something like that when it comes to motherhood, and there's the primacy of your career, but it ought to be the other way around.
Yeah, I hear you, Judge. I know it might be unpopular, but it sounds true to me.
That's why we have Mama's Day and we glorify women. Women put on a lot of makeup, and I damn sure appreciate some of them. Once I've seen them without makeup, it's like, thank God, lady, that you spent the time learning how to put it on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, okay, let me ask you this.
Appreciation for these things.
For every justice, some women are neglected or they marginalize as motherhood. Why should a guy marry any woman then? If it's if motherhood is not important.
I mean, do you see that they're trying to get it to that point? Because the people that run stuff now have been infiltrated to a great extent by this Skittles, love the rainbow.
Yeah, I think the Skittles is all about really this population control, because that Skittles agenda is all about population control.
They're selfish. They hate what they are,
and
they hate what they want to be. And they spread this culture of self-hate, which is bad.
Right.
They are not into offering an alternative set of values, which humans have to have if they're to be healthy, at least in our current evolved status at this moment. But they try to negate everything so there are no rules. And that doesn't work for humans.
Yeah, it's getting kind of like, it's getting bad out here, because I can see them doing bestiality as weddings.
Oh yeah,
it's like round the corner. I heard white women, people saying, well, there's women that sleep with dogs now. Well, they always slept with dogs, but now because of social media, people are getting the information out there more about some type of women sleeping with dogs.
Did you ever go see this Wonder series they had in Memphis
at the Pyramid?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw one of them, the Renaissance.
They used to have it other places too over here. One of them, they had it on Catherine the Great.
Okay.
One of the exhibits was this special harness he had made up at a table. They had pictures of it where she could have sex with a horse without getting ripped open by putting this harness on the horse.
So that is actually true. I thought that was like an urban legend.
No, I saw the exhibit. It was fascinating.
Wow.
This freak in high places from a little while ago.
So I'm saying, so in order to get to those high upper echelons of society, you got to have some type of sexual degeneracy in you, right? You got to be a degenerate.
You don't have to have sexual degeneracy in you, but it kind of goes with the territory of having a lot of sexual appetite. Basically, the guys that get to the top are herd bulls, and bulls have a whole herd of cows.
So it's like Caligula, it was like that was the norm, right? The
Caligula was more of a sissy, and he kind of liked the boys.
And pedophilia is like his high rate. I mean, like Epstein, he just knew too many pedophiles in high place, and he supplied them. He was a supplier.
You know what disturbed me most about the Clintons?
What?
Is that painting they found Bill Clinton in the blue dress.
What do you think? And the red shoes. What do you think that's about? Is that a Lewinsky thing?
Yeah, well, I wondered what inspired that.
I'm thinking it was Monica Lewinsky thing with her dress, but then the red shoes.
No, they had him in a blue dress.
A blue dress and red shoes. They were saying, yeah. And he was pointing. I saw the picture.
Yeah. By the way, Monica Lewinsky, we're talking about the White House intern.
Right.
I met her and her parents.
Okay.
Her father had a bumper sticker on the back of his Mercedes that said, "My daughter sucked the president."
Ain't that something?
See, he told me to my face, we were at a thing where they were trying to teach us public speaking. Turned out I knew more than the instructor did. But anyway, he knew that his wife and his daughter were having a contest to see who could have sex with the most important man. He knew this, but he was still living up in that same household. I call that some weak shit anyway. So Monica won the contest because she had sucked off the president. That's why she kept the dress for proof.
Wow.
So it wasn't offensive to Monica. It wasn't offensive to Mom. It wasn't offensive to Dad. He had a bumper sticker memorializing it. It was offensive to this dyke babe who secretly recorded Monica Lewinsky, who told it to her in confidence.
Yeah, Linda Tripp. Yeah.
Trip and Trip.
And she just started looking bad after that. Like she was having a nervous breakdown in the trip. Like she just.
She should have. Which? Treacherous.
What I'm saying with Bill Clinton, is he like the Teflon Don for real? Because like no matter how bad things get for him, people still don't want to throw him under the bus. Like he still.
People don't care about who the herd bull is screwing. His job is to screw the cows. Not long before this, the French president was in an accident driving himself instead of having the French Secret Service do it early one morning. Everybody assumed he was out screwing his mistress. And his ratings went up 20-some points.
Wow. Now, you know, the current French president is interesting. I think it is Macron or whatever his name. He's like in his early 40s. But his wife is like 24 years older than him. With grown kids. What do you think about it? I mean, that's his business. I just thought that was fascinating. I just found out, I said, wow, that's amazing. That type of age difference. He don't have any kids, but his wife got grown kids.
I don't get it. Maybe he needed a mama to get him shown the way.
I mean, he had both his parents didn't you know, they're trying to stop him from getting married to the lady. I mean, his dad is a well-respected surgeon.
Should have worked a little harder.
Yeah, I just thought that was weird. I'm just trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know, I just judged while I was looking up the Epstein stuff because they said Epstein had some properties over in France. They say he had got 2 12-year-old French girls as a gift or something. I don't know. All types of crazy stuff. But just look at that.
It may have.
Yeah, he may have, but I'm saying, but like I keep on looking at.
He may have.
Yeah, he may have, but I keep on thinking that he's like the updated version of Hugh Hefner, man. Like he's a supplier to the stars, man. He was supplying these women or these girls. I believe now he might have known what happened to Natalie Holloway. She probably went to him or something. But
Natalie Holloway.
you remember that girl from Alabama that disappeared in Aruba back in 2005 on the high school? They never found out what happened. I guess the dude killed her. The white boy killed her. He killed another girl in Central America.
I used to like to go to Aruba. There's all kinds of stuff that can happen to you out there.
Right.
I suspect she got done in or lost her life in a snorkeling incident.
Okay. That could be.
That would be so doggone easy to happen.
And never found her body?
Yeah, especially if drunk. And there's some big pelagics that float around there. A big pelagic reads large sharks.
I got you. Cause I remember like a couple years ago in Memphis doing a festival. Some white boy got high on some drugs. He ran jumped into the Mississippi River. And they found his body, I think, some days later. I think it happened within the last 2 years.
Yeah, well, interestingly about the Mississippi River are these bull sharks. They can live in the ocean.
Oh, you got bull sharks up here, up this far, up the Mississippi River?
Yeah, they've caught 2 or 3 all the way up to Louisville.
I didn't know that. I know they had a manatee up here at one point. I think it was a manatee.
Well, I'm just saying they've captured some bull sharks in the last 5-10 years as far up the river as Louisville.
Oh,
and those are some bad boys.
Okay. Well, is it hard for a person to swim because the current in the Mississippi River? Is it hard for anybody to just swim in the Mississippi River?
Well, no. It's not that way, depending upon which way you're trying to swim. It's just filthy. There was one guy that decided to swim it, so they'd go through this ritual of greasing him down with Vaseline and disinfectant and wetsuit, and it'd take half hour before and after, and he would itch for hours afterwards.
Geez, it ain't worth it then.
But you see, you've got Real Foot Lake and all of this other stuff, and every now and then I'm sure bull shark will get up in there. So there are all kinds of places people could get consumed by some large pelagics.
But I guess it's
L-A-G-I-C. That's how you spell pelagic.
Spell again, Judge.
T-E-L-A-G-I-C. That refers to deep ocean.
Learn something new every day with Judge Joe Brown, man. People get educated with you, Judge.
We used to, when I was a scuba diver, of some frequent splash in the water habits, we used to call surfers large pelagic attractions. It would tickle me. We would go down to Malibu and we'd count fish for a survey, and you'd be down 60 feet and you're looking up and you see all of these juvenile or just turning mature white sharks, and they are 12, 14 feet long, and then they're cruising just below a whole crowd of surfers sitting oblivious on their surfboards. Like one guy who was with us said, I used to surf up here. I'll be damned if I'll ever do that again.
Wow. Man. So I got to ask you about the Democrats. What's your take on them? Do you feel like they're going to have a chance in 2020?
I hope they don't.
Okay.
I hope they get slaughtered.
It's like they're doing their own in-house slaughtering right now. It's like
I hope they keep it up. And it's time that they came up with a more realistic set of policies, and I hope they get just destroyed, because I don't want one of these idiots running around loose in any position of power to do a damn thing about gun control.
I'm glad you brought up gun control. I just think it's just really ridiculous that people want to ban guns. Like, you can't make anything else a weapon.
Well, the other thing is, it's too late. enough hardware that you really don't want to see comes in through the black market along with the dope that the war on drugs can't stop. And you really don't want the crooks to switch to that kind of hardware by choice or necessity. The other thing is let's be candid. You have 3D printing now, which means if you've got the blueprints and you know what you're doing, you can make one up from scratch. There's nobody can stop you. The other thing is it's been, you know, people have machine shops, and nowadays casting resin, you can cast gun parts and make anything you want to make. So the interesting thing is the mythology out there. All these assault rifles that people buy at gun shows, they don't buy them at gun shows. And if the guy that's selling the damn thing is a dealer, he can't sell it at a gun show without a background check. It's got to go through a licensed dealer. The only people that can do that are the occasional private citizen who may, on a one-time basis, have a hunting rifle or something he wants to get rid of. You know, they go through background checks. I went in to buy a piece last year, and I got turned down, and 5 uniformed cops got turned down. We got it cleared up, but I mean, it's not any just, you know, you walk in and do nothing.
Yeah, what about the criminals that don't obey the law, though? The criminals who they don't obey the law.
They buy the stuff on the black market.
Exactly.
Some months ago, there was a big shipment of real serious hardware going to a big Texas police department, and the whole double trailer 18-wheeler load got hijacked. That's all in interstate commerce now on the black market. Okay. National Guardsmen in some of these second-rate guard armories in the backwoods in some of the southern states are always stealing 1 or 2 M3 grease guns or Thompsons or 45s that have been packed away in Cosmoline for 60-some years, and everybody forgot that they're there. You have stuff that's been stuffed in great-granddad, great-great-grandads, granddads, and grandmama's sock drawer for 85, 90, 110 years. And there's no way of tracing it. Up into the Kennedy thing, you could look at the ad in the back of a gun magazine or a sporting magazine, hunting magazine, and just mail off your $17, $14, $5, $6. I used to remember they'd sell pistols. And there were tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of those that got in circulation, no record. They're still out there. What seems to be the case is that if one of your parents or grandparents had the foresight, then your family is not without. You know, they've adopted one of my phrases on Twitter. Buy bang, not bling.
Buy bang, not bling. I like that. Got to trademark that, Judge. Yeah.
Well, you know, we black folk got to worry about these white supremacists. I mean, in one sense, they're crazy. They really want an explanation for what's going wrong, and they fixed on us, and they've gotten all lathered up and frothed up, and they want to be heroes. So you've got these incel folks, which is involuntarily celibate. They're out to kill women because they think women are the reason they can't get laid.
Like the Ohio guy, right? Like the guy in Ohio who killed his sister and some other folks.
Yeah, well, look at the guy up in Toronto. He drove a rented van into a crowd of women and killed 11 of them. That was a year and a half ago.
I remember that.
Yeah. You know, what are you going to do, ban cars?
I mean, you think
somebody sent me. I said, when Cain slew Abel, he used a rock. God didn't blame the rock. He blamed Cain. Same difference.
Yeah, I agree with you, Judge. I mean, that sounds like it sound logical. But like you said, common sense ain't coming, let alone good sense.
Well, it's like they got these crazy ways they want to raise children now. No rules. The kid gets to do what he wants to do. No spankings.
Oh, yeah, we think about, Mario Lopez, the other celebrity, got in trouble on the Candace Owens podcast talking about he don't think it's right for a kid to be able to choose their gender at an early age.
That's exactly correct. They have no business doing that. And kids don't even know what the hell you're talking about. So I want to be a girl. Well, all you got to do is give him a little training. He'll get over it. Or I want to be a boy. Tomboys. Oh, no. You got to act like a lady. A lot of this is inherent in the training. There is absolutely nothing wrong with sitting there and talking about reality.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that the media even had that response ought to be, oh, hell no.
It was insane, man.
You ought to have to, oh, hell no. Say, what we've got is a bunch of perverts involved in this whole thing.
Yeah, it's really crazy out here. You're right, Judge. I mean, it's so backwards right now.
Somebody sent me a tweet I had not seen.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter doesn't let you know all of the people that are looking at what you write.
Of course, like Facebook or anywhere. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, somebody sent me this tweet and it was funny. My God, doesn't it scare you that people like Judge Joe Brown don't like us?
What was your response? Judge?
Well, yeah. I mean, the truth of the matter is their right to do whatever in the hell they want to do in their damn bedroom, but when they start trying to come in my living room or establishing social, political, and economic policy, then I have something to say about it. You can go screw whoever you want to, but that has nothing to do with what else you do in terms of values, behaviors, and other things.
Oh, what's your take on Congress saying that they want to provide reparations for gay marriage?
Oh, isn't that sick? These same no good scoundrels that were sitting up there raising all that hell trying to impress us on the issue was not reparations. The issue was should we set up a committee to study reparations?
Right.
And then with no damn debate, they go along with it for the gay folk. They were so deprived because they weren't able to get married. Oh, hell!
Uh-huh. Oh, my God. This is crazy. Everything upside down, dude.
You know what there's like? A woman giving you all the booty you can handle, and you hollering about, ain't it a shame we can't get married?
I'm sorry, I had to laugh. Yes, sir. This is
and you gonna get, think about that. If you get reparations.
Oh, man. Yeah, I got some relatives, they passed on, but if they was alive today, boy, they'd be having some fun. They wouldn't be able to believe themselves.
This reparation thing comes and goes. I've seen it several times in my lifetime, and this isn't the most vigorously it's been pushed. The difference between now and 50 years ago is that the gay crowd has picked it up because guess what? We get in the door, they get in the door. Or more accurately, if we start knocking on the door, they can be let in the door before we get in it, which is what happened.
Yep, it's the right. They hijacked the civil rights movement. Yeah.
See, that $65 million for reparations to gays is just insurance benefits, but that's a minimum.
Right.
There is no upper end on it.
Well, it's interesting you say that because of the Black Lives Matter, the Tell the Truth movements. You have the grassroots, Black Lives Matter versus the George Soros sponsored Skittles agenda, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah,
and
Skittles agenda. Platform is gay.
Yeah, because I was noticing, I was looking at Netflix, I was looking at this show called Dear White People, And the main characters on the show is a mixed girl whose daddy's white, mama black, and a gay black dude. The hetero black male is like marginalized and invisible, or they don't have no important lines or things to say. But it's like the face of the black movement is you got to be mixed heritage or gay.
Exactly.
That's the leadership.
Exactly.
And it's crazy.
Our leadership of the House Negroes, meaning Black Caucus in the U.S. House of Representatives, not just all the other House Negroes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good term. Here we got the official House Negroes.
But none of them stand for black people. They scared to say the word black or African American. They always saying people of color, black and brown, and diversity and all this mess. They never say no black or African American.
You know what translation?
What?
It let you know who they're bending over and pulling their boxes down to their ankles and letting them do them, or they let you know who else has got on panties besides them that they're getting down between their legs and eating.
Hey, I got to touch on this guy. I was thinking about Memphis, but the issue a couple weeks ago with Elijah Cummings from Baltimore or Maryland, when Donald Trump called out Baltimore as being rodent and rat infested. And he said, like, I've been to Baltimore. He said, why the $2 billion go, Elijah? I mean, we sent y'all $2 billion, the government did, to clean it up. Because even the mayor, before this mayor, Catherine Pugh, she talked about how it was a lot of rats and rodents on camera. She said it herself, the former mayor of Baltimore, disgraced mayor Catherine Pugh. But why do people get mad when Trump is telling the truth?
They've been conditioned to it.
Okay.
Joseph Goebbels said, tell a lie long enough, loud enough, you can get anybody to believe it, and also accuse your opponent of the same thing you're doing.
Yeah. So with Trump,
the truth is the enemy of the lie, but they have got the people convinced of a lie so tough that they don't know any better.
That's scary. That's the scary part of the whole thing, that people are being led by their emotions and being manipulated into believing stuff they probably don't even really believe. I just with the Trump thing, it bothers me. Not really bothers me, but it's weird. I try to talk to other black people, some black people, and they think the biggest thing we got to do as far as black people is get Trump out of office. That's our problem, Trump. I don't know. I'm trying. No, I said Trump was already dead before he got in the office. I don't understand.
I know what you're saying,
yeah.
But it's like they don't even. I said, tell me why. Well, the things he said. I said, so damn what? What's he doing?
Right.
What is he doing? Lowest black unemployment rate in 51 years. Highest amount of money on executive orders sent to historically black colleges and universities in 51 years. What you got? More generals appointed to the Marine Corps, Army, and Air Force than ever before. What are you complaining about?
Well, people don't read it, they don't know the statistics. Like, you just think about stuff that you study, you research. A lot of us don't know that information. We don't want to know a lot. We like to be willfully ignorant, so we can just stay in our emotions and not be accountable for ourselves.
And the imagery I always get. Have you seen the latest Skittles commercial where that dreadlock wearing fool was milking this giraffe?
Okay.
Skittles into the bucket and he's throwing them down his throat.
Mm-hmm.
That's the imagery I get of us just bought into this nonsense and gorging on it. And don't even think about what it is.
Right.
Skittles are some nasty tasting candy anyway. That's for children.